What's going on, guys? My name is NukeMan2026 and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 Zombies video. And today I've got an awesome video for you guys. So shout out to Liam for the winter. He is the one who found all of this for the Shadows of Evil page Easter egg, and it's just insane, mind-boggling, takes all the words out of my mouth. This is amazing. So essentially what this is it's a bunch of pages that are collected that have been ripped apart and spread throughout the Shadows of Evil map, and somebody had found the first page a long time ago, the first part of the page, but I just out of nowhere, Liam just comes in and he has like all these pages found. So shout out to him, this is awesome. But without further ado, let's just jump into what this page has to offer for us. So first off, let's take a look at the left page. So starting off at the top, we see 115 is the fabric, the thread holding it all together, wielding the universe, I think is what it says. That's kind of tiny writing for me to be seeing. It's also in cursive, so that kind of hurts, but if that's just amazing. So obviously right next to it are the 115 like rocks, so that's just amazing. So basically what is going on is that 115 is what's holding all these universes together. As you can see there's more than probably 50 universes, and 115 is what's holding it all together. So if 115 didn't exist, none of these universes would have existed. Speaking of which, there are 3 Earths on this map that have been X'd out of all these universes, and one of those happens to be Shadows of Evil. Now which one, I don't think we know yet, but I think the other 2 could be the Transit Dimension and the Mob of the Dead Dimension, but that's just me guessing. But if you guys don't know, in Shadows of Evil, Maxis actually talks. There's an Easter egg where you can activate Maxis saying,
"To any survivors of this realm, I am truly sorry. I wish I could offer you some words of comfort, but I cannot. It is my hope that I can rid the universe of the evil that has plagued us for so long. But in my heart, I know many more dimensions will be lost forever as we continue our journey towards peace. Forgive me."
And then if we go right above the Earth, it says, "My calculations are right. This has all happened before." So going down below all those Earths to the bottom left corner of the page, it says, "How many years have we been searching in the wrong location, following the wrong leads?" And now this is where I think the rip comes into play in the page here. I think this resembles the path they've been taking through all these Earths and dimensions, and that is they've just been wasting time. So through Black Ops 1 and World at War, they have been wasting their time doing things that aren't even important, and now they're starting over at the Giant. Now before I get into the coordinates, I want to move to the other sides of the page because I'm going to save the coordinates for last. So heading on to the next page, the right side of the page, there's just a ton of information, starting off with in the middle of the page where Richtofen actually says, "I must convince the others that there is another way," and then in all caps and underlined, "We all must die." So I'm assuming Richtofen is saying here that in order for everything to be set right, every single dimension must die. And Richtofen is trying to convince the other people in the crew that there's possibly a way to freedom, to salvation, to return to their normal lives, but in reality, everyone is going to die. And I say this is Richtofen because it just makes logical sense that this is Richtofen. I don't think this would be Maxis because he actually, whoever wrote this is mentioning Maxis, so I believe this is written by Richtofen. Then below it is what's really interesting. The children will be safe in the house. Now this actually can be seen in a multiplayer map, this house floating on a rock. I forgot what the name is called, but you can actually see it, and I believe this to be the same house that was in the Origins cutscene when you completed the Easter egg. When they said the children will be safe in the house, they're referring to Samantha and Eddie and their own dimension, and this house could be possibly floating in the middle of nowhere. But if you do recall, Maxis said, "Make sure you close your windows before coming down to the basement," and then Samantha, before closing the door, says, "My dad has a plan." So this could possibly be his plan to keep the children safe. Above that, you see the summoning key, which is of course the most important artifact ever. There's only one summoning key in every single dimension. It's weird that Shadows of Evil summoning key was sitting in a box in the back of a truck in a random city, but you know, Treyarch logic. But of course, as you may know if you watch the Shadows of Evil cutscene, when you complete the Easter egg, Richtofen snatches the summoning key and returns back into his own world, and you obviously know he needs this to do his master plan, whatever it is, to set things right. So let's move on to the coordinates, because that is going to be the last part of this video that we go over today. Lots of these coordinates have very interesting locations. So the first location for the coordinate on the bottom left side of the page. Now this location in the bottom left corner actually belongs to a place called Volograd, which is a city in Russia. And that is really weird because we've only had 2 maps that go to Russia, which is Ascension and Call of the Dead. And this location right now that I'm showing you in Russia is nowhere close to the map Ascension or Call of the Dead. So this could possibly be an area that we are going to in a future DLC, but only time will tell for that. The next location on the top left side of the screen actually is a mountain range in Austria. Now if you guys do recall, there's actually an Easter egg in the giant, which is a barcode, and if you scan that barcode, it actually says that the frozen one, I think, belongs in the mountains, or the frozen mountains, something like that. It has something to do with the frozen one belongs in the mountains, or something relating to that, and these coordinates are leading to mountains in Austria. But yeah, so moving on to the third coordinate, which is under the house, it leads to a very lone island called Pompeii. Not the Pompeii with the volcanoes, I don't believe. This is actually believed to be the wettest place on Earth. The final location belongs to a city in Radka. Now this city is actually believed to be the largest in Western Poland, so that's really interesting as well. I don't think this is Shadows of Evil, but this is known to be the biggest city in Western Poland. It'll be very interesting if we get DLCs here. There are 4 maps that these coordinates have led to, so it would be interesting if we got 1 coordinate for every DLC, you know, 1 map for every DLC from these coordinates. And it's super interesting just to know that this paper is from Richtofen and he's trying to set things right, but in order to do that, you're gonna have to kill everyone else in every other dimension. Maxis, I think, is trying to fight Richtofen on this, and he's trying to save some dimensions in the process, but unfortunately I don't think that's gonna work. I think Richtofen's gonna have to destroy every single other dimension, and in the meantime he's convincing Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai that in order to set things right, they have to do a certain amount of steps, and then they'll be able to return to their families, when in reality they're gonna die. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, please don't forget to drop that like. It helps my channel out immensely, and I do appreciate every single like. And if you're new, then why not subscribe for more Black Ops 3 Zombies videos. My name is Nukeman2026, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.